Open up Freecad, open and file, recent file, since I've already made a part for this test. That's the part we got. And nothing fancy, just a simple bracket looking thing. And let's go through the process. So I got the body, we've got an origin, we got the pad. So let's take a look at the pad. So this is the pad. If we open up Sketch 2, sketches, let's see, where's it at? Sketch should be down here on the parting line. Um, yeah, so there's a sketch, fully constrained. And let's close that, go back here. So, okay, there's a sketch, it's on this side. There we go, okay. So in pattern making, you got where you want your dimensions. Normally it's dimension plus draft. So this is a parting line surface, and I actually want dimensions up here. So when I dimension apart, so this is extruded just straight up. Then I create a pocket here. We'll leave the sketch on for a while. So I created this pocket, just created a sketch. The sketch can come out to this line, out beyond this way and back up. So let's take a look at the sketch. For that one is here, and I extruded that one straight down. So I did follow the lines here. It didn't have to. I could have just brought it straight out from here and then followed this line up. So let's hide that one. Then I made another pocket for the other side using the same kind of process. These lines come tangent. So what I needed to know is if I add draft to this whole thing, will this still be tangent with this barrel with the draft? So let's go down here. I added the draft. You can now see, I'll come up here. There is an angle on everything. And you come down here, there's the original sketch here. And that's how much draft was added. And it depends on where you put your neutral plane. So I was curious what happens if I change a neutral plane. So my neutral plane was up here, draft was added from here, and everything got larger. So let's go into the draft. So that's where I got everything there. My neutral plane is the top of this here. So let's change the neutral plane, see what we got. Neutral plane is here, and I want to pick, say this, say OK. And now you can see the neutral plane with where I picked it. There's a lot more draft because now technically the draft is going from here to here, and it's getting smaller when you get up here. So this is a lot smaller and narrower than it was before. So let's change the neutral plane again. Let's go to neutral plane. Is here. Say OK. Oh. All right, let's go here. Undo. Okay. Say OK. Okay. Now you can see that the sketch here is on that line. So everything from the parting line would be getting smaller. And you can see this up here is a lot narrower. But I don't like that. That's not the way I wanted to make it. So let's go back here. Go back to the neutral plane and put it back up here. Say OK. And we're back to where we were, tell by the sketch. So I may have to chop up this video a little bit just to make it make sense. So that was everything there. Now, order of operations, I did the main functions up here down to draft. Everything after that is just fillets. So I added these fillets here, right here, both sides. And whoops, come back here. There and there. Added, let's see. Oops. Added those fillets, which were there. Okay. Go down, added these fillets. That is fillet 3. Which were these fillets in here and here and there. Fillet 4 is added these fillets in here. Now with these, it was interesting. Initially, I wanted this fillet to be smaller than this one. And I wanted this a little bit bigger and that just be a radius edge. But I tried that and it didn't work. I tried just by picking the curves all the way around, like on this side. If I wanted to fill it, excuse me, fill it this line, these curves, I couldn't do it. It had a problem when it came up to here where it ran tangent to the barrel here. It wouldn't do it. It came up with something funky. So I tried, okay, let's put the smaller fillet on here first. That didn't work. It still had a problem here where it comes tangent to the barrel. So what I did when I put the fillet on is I selected this whole surface and I put the same size fillet across everything and that worked. So you can get the fillets in there. I think the only problem it really had was where this line runs tangent to that barrel. And you go here, and this one right here. And I added the same kind of fillet, and as you can see, coming in tangent to this, it worked pretty good. Then, to make everything work off the parting line, went down here and I mirrored the part. So now I got one whole solid. Still missing one piece for the pattern, and that is I need a way to pin it together. Now, some guys make loose patterns and they will model their pins in there, locating pins. I don't like doing that. I prefer a drill hole that I can ream out if I need to fit a wood dowel in. So let's go here. There's the holes right here. So these are just alignment pin holes, and they go through the part to about 15 millimeters into this part of the barrel. I'll show you why that works when I get into the slicer. So let's minimize this. Go into this one. And, okay, so here we are. Let's blow this up a little bit. So here we are in the slicer. Let's open the load file. Let's go back. Let's see, wrong one, desktop. That one, drafted pattern. Bring the body in, open. So, as you can see, whoops, you can see it's not a real big part. And, oops. wrong way. Okay, but we got a problem here. We don't want to put this in here, and I'm not sure if every slicer works this way, but what I can do here is move. I know this is 40 millimeters high. Well, let's go here. Let's go scale. So Z-axis, I'm 40 millimeters. So let's go back here to move. And I want to move this minus 20. So now I'm in the middle. I'm at the parting line. This would be the cope half of the pattern. So from here, I would go to start slicing. For the number of shells, I like to do either 4 or 5. So let's go 5. That gives me enough room for reaming out the alignment pinholes, and I feel it gives me enough strength. So number of shells is 5. Go to the infill. For the top layers, 5 is fine, 3 is fine because that's their fill density. I like to go at least 20. 25 works better. We'll show you the difference. And I like to use a hexagon for the pattern. Slice. Yes, we're off, but I'll use it. Okay. Slice preview. So you can, oops, we keep pushing the wrong one. So you can see we got plenty of material around the hole. So if I need to ream it out slightly, I can. Enough perimeters on there to make the body strong. And move it down. I got enough strength there to support the material when it's being rammed. The rib is basically a solid rib. So I could have cut that down to 4 perimeters or 4 shells. That wouldn't be an issue. But part is plenty of strong enough to make as many patterns off that as I can. It'd be basically, in my opinion, about equivalent to a pine wood pattern. So let's close this, close preview. Now I got to get to the other side, so I can rotate this. I'm going to go around the x-axis, 180. There, now it's over. Again, I have to move it down, minus 20. Again, it's off there. But now I got the holes going through. And I'm going to start slicing. I'm going to leave all the settings the same. I'll slice. Yes, it's off the thing. Now this is a drag pattern, so as you can see, slice preview. Here the holes go all the way through. And that way I mount all my patterns on a match plate, so I can drill through the match plate, get this part glued down to the match plate, drill through these, and place the cope pattern on the wooden pins in the cope, and everything lines up and it's ready to go. I just got to add the gating. In this case, I would probably gate in here and here. I would assume just by the look of the pattern that this would all be machined in here. Might be a hole machined in here. And then that would be about the only machining on the part. So that would be a given. I designed it so I can make it up any way I want. And now you got a working pattern. And it's ready to go. You could also make it a loose pattern just by sticking the pins in this one, and that would make this side the cope. And the reason I'd make this side the cope then is because if the pins over multiple uses get banged up and loose or anything like that, you got just a little bit of Bondo or something to fill these holes in. You can use the hammer and knock the pins out, and everything's good to go. But I still prefer them mounted to a match plate. No, I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. So that's the process I go through to get a pattern to go out in the shop and cast a little, say, aluminum bracket And we'll see how this works out for you. Now I got to just go edit the video and see if I can make sense out of it. Well, that's it. Thank you, and we'll talk at you again later. Bye.